Okay, so story time as to why I don't drink alcohol. Whew, this is a very embarrassing moment for me. So, it was a situation around 2020. It was my friend's matric dance. Now, she is my best friend, right? But before that, I used to have a huge crush on her, like a major crush on her, like love at first sight type of crush. I fell in love with her in 8th grade, and over the course of like 6 years I got rejected 8 times. Anyways, what happened is that we went to the matric dance after party together. We arrived at the party at one of my friends. Who's this now? Hey, oh, Tristan, what's poppin'? Anyways, oh, you're asking who the girl is. It's Kat. For those who know, they know. Anyways, yeah, I got rejected 8 times. It was tough. So what happened is that we went to a friend's matric dance after party, and when we were at the after party, the host opened the door for us, and she was like, "You're late, so as a punishment, you have to catch up to me in drinks." Now, she said this, and I was like, "Oh, bid, I love a challenge. I absolutely love challenges." So I was like, "How many shots have you taken?" At the time, she was like, "Oh, I've taken 7 shots, so 6 or 7 shots." So I was like, "I bet." I go to her sister, who was like bartending at the time, and I asked her for 6 shots, 7 shots. So I'm like, "Bet." I'm usually a heavyweight. Until that moment, the closest I've ever gotten to being drunk was like tipsy. So I go to her, I get those 7 shots, I'm chilling, walking around. Mind you, I haven't eaten all day. So that's already first mistake. I'm walking around the party, we're enjoying ourselves and all of that stuff. We're dancing to the music, I'm reconnecting with some friends I haven't seen in a very long time. Loving it. And then I go to the hostess and I ask her, "How many shots are you in now?" Because I thought I caught up. And she was like, "Oh no, I'm now at 9 shots. Like, I bet. I go to the bartender, I ask her for a 2 extra shots. Now she's giving me very horrible tasting alcohol. Like, and she was mixing a lot of it. So I was like, but again, mind you, I haven't eaten all day. So I'm like, okay, now I'm really starting to get drunk. Starting to actually get drunk. And then I go to her. Bro got rejected more than Michael. This is crazy. Yeah, bro, I really got rejected. To be fair, matric dance food was fucking garbage. Worse than airline food. Now, I wasn't at the matric dance. I just went with Kat to the after party. Anyways, I'm now 9 shots in. Seems like the hostess is enjoying her time. I'm pretty much drunk at this point, moving around and all of that stuff. And then, at some point, I go to her again. "How many shots are you at?" She's now telling me she's at 11 shots. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, "How the hell are you at 11 shots?" And she appears okay. She looks well in her mainframe. I am not. I am like walking wobbly. Like, my memory's starting to get foggy and all of that shit. Now, I'm 11 shots in, and here I am. Now, everything I'm saying from now on is I'm speaking from what I've been told. Because at that point, I pretty much blacked out. I don't remember anything from that night forward. Well, I remember like bits and pieces, but like this is majority from what I've been told. So what happened is that I was starting to get very loud. I was starting to get very clingy with Kat. Because despite me thinking that I was already over her emotionally, it seemed like I had a lot of, to be honest, she paced herself compared to, that is true. But anyways, I was getting very possessive with Kat. I thought I got over her, but it seems like that wasn't the case. So, apparently in my drunken state, I was busy shouting at people who were trying to get close to her and try to talk to her, because I kept on talking as if she was my girl, which was already embarrassing enough. At some point, I was like so drunk that somebody's friend or somebody's boyfriend had to slap me in order to keep me like a bit self-aware. I do remember the feeling of the slap, I just don't remember the slap itself. Now, after that, it was late, it was time to go home. Kat had to help me, since I went there with Kat had to help me go to the car so we can drive myself home. Great. I'm like falling asleep in the car. We arrive at the gate of my complex, right? And now we're jumping off. I searched myself and I realized my keys and my phone are in a bag, and the bag was left at the party venue. So I'm thinking like, holy shit, I left my bag at so I'm like, okay, let me press the dial at the gate so that it can call my mom and my mom will wake up and then whatever. Right? And she'll open the gate for me. My mom's dead asleep, because now it's like 10 in the afternoon. My mom's dead asleep. So I'm chilling there, waiting. I vomit outside near the, the intercom. And then I sit down, I'm like, maybe my mom's gonna respond. I vomit again on the grass next to me. Now Kat and her father look at this and they're like, we can't leave him outside like this, we have to take him home. So luckily they took me to her place. When we arrived at the house, she tucked me into the bed, and apparently one of the words I said to her as she was tucking me into the bed was, thank you, mommy. Now I don't have a mommy kink. I don't know why the fuck I said thank you, mommy, but yeah, that's what happened. And then around the time when I woke up, I ended up vomiting on the bed because I quite literally had nothing in my system. Bro, you're a liability. At that point, I really was. So you had to think for Kat while with Deppy. Yes. Unfortunate to say, I did have feelings for Kat while I was in a relationship with Zeppi. That's a different story. Anyways, while she was tucking me in bed, I was like, thank you, mommy. And I apparently fell asleep with a smile on my face. I woke up to vomiting on the bed, which is absolutely nasty. I was so disgusted by this because this was like at 5 in the morning. This is 5 in the morning on a Saturday. Everybody else is asleep, right? So I wake up. I take the blankets, or not the blanket, but I take the duvet, I go to the bathroom, and I immediately just focus on cleaning that shit. After I clean it, I leave it out to dry for a little bit, and then after leaving it out to dry for a little bit, I decided to go back and then, kind of pretend like nothing else was happening. All of a sudden, I had like a good conversation with Kat, her dad, her mom, her cousin. Like, after that situation, we were all laughing about how drunk I was. But yeah, it seems like everything was chill. But that embarrassment that I felt that night, ever since then, I've never touched a sip of alcohol. Alcohol is not for me. Ever since that one, it took one bad experience to completely ruin alcohol for me forever. So yeah, I will never drink. I'm now sober. I am sober for a very long time. Man's got them double standards. Yeah, I know, it was very shitty, right? I had feelings, at the time, I had very strong feelings for Teppi. I mean, I was in a relationship with her, for fuck's Christ. But I also had feelings for Kat, because I had feelings for Kat for longer than I have known Teppi, right? Again, this was when I first moved to the school. When I first moved to the school, it was around orientation week, and we were sitting in the auditorium, and the first moment I saw Kat, I had such strong emotions for it. I cannot describe the feelings I had just by looking at Kat. It was genuinely what I could describe as love at first sight. This is the first time I ever actually believed in the concept of love at first sight. Wait, hold on. I have 2 to 3 beers a night to cope with studying the stress of computer science. Bro, I'm doing Bachelor of Arts and I'm not fucking with it. Psychology is absolutely horrible, so I can see why you're having 2 to 3 beers for computer science. Sipping on copium. I woke up on some random gent's couch after downing Jaeger, but I'm staying away from that. Not alcohol in general. No, I'm just staying away from alcohol in general. That shit was just, yeah. That situation was just so embarrassing for me. I just never wanted to simulate it or ever have a moment close to it ever again. Or if I'm going to drink alcohol, I have to at least make sure I've eaten before I've done that. And also, I need to moderate myself in terms of taking shots. I can't be taking as many shots as I did the last time because, again, holy shit, that was not a good experience at all. But yeah, ever since then, alcohol has not been my thing. Luckily, Kat never held it against me after that situation. She seemed pretty chilled about the whole drunk situation. She's like, hey, you're drunk. I kind of understand it. I apologized. And it seems like we moved past it. Luckily, thank God, she never brings it up. So despite how embarrassed I get, she never brings it up. So God bless her soul. But yeah. Alcohol, ever since then, I just don't play around with the idea of alcohol. That will never be for me. Never again.